What's that say? The system is rigged. You work harder than ever, but you can't get ahead no matter how hard you work. Big banks pile on fees for every little thing while doling out executive bonuses. Insurance companies take your premiums every month and then do everything they can to refuse to cover your health care. Drug companies, as Chantel said, drug companies force you to pay more than what people overseas pay for the same drug, in the same dosage, in the same packages, all to pad their own profits. Big corporations gobble up energy to feed their data centers, and they leave you with the bill. No one in Washington, no one in the Senate is standing up to these corporations who raise your prices and who game the system. Instead, the people who are supposed to be representing you in Washington, they play the stock market, they cycle through the revolving door, they lobby for special interests the moment they leave the United States Congress. Ohioans don't have anyone fighting for you until November. Now, the health insurance companies, let's ban them from denying care that your doctors say you need. And if that doesn't work, then fine them when they deny your claims. The drug companies, let's make it illegal for them to charge Americans more than they do in other countries, because the same pill should be the same price. And we're going to take on the politicians who are more interested in enriching themselves than they are in serving you. Last year, get this, last year members of Congress while sitting in Congress, made more than $600 million in stock trades. No wonder they're not serving us. No wonder they don't stand up to these corporate interests. They're too busy lining their own pocket. And what's worse, I'll bet you that doesn't even surprise you. No one who serves in Congress, no spouse should be able to trade stocks. They shouldn't be able to turn around when they leave office and become a lobbyist. If you can't agree to that, you have no business in public office, period. Now, I know what a lot of Ohioans are thinking. There's no way we can get any of this done. The system's too broken for any progress. I understand that cynicism. We've come to expect all this, unfortunately, and more from Washington, all for good reason. But I know you and we can change things for the better. We've done it before. We capped the price of insulin at $35 for Medicare beneficiaries. We expanded health care for veterans exposed to those football field-sized burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan. We saved the pensions of tens of thousands of Ohioans who were ripped off by Wall Street. We restored Social Security for 250,000 Ohioans who have paid in and who have earned it. Tell you a story about that. It's a woman named Barbara Ward, a bus driver who for 40 years drove special needs kids along the Ohio River in Lawrence County, Ohio, 200 miles a day. When her husband passed away, she was denied the Social Security that they had earned because no one in Washington would listen until we finally fixed it. Barbara Ward, now because of the Social Security Fairness Act, Barbara Ward, who was getting $300 a month Social Security before that became law, is now getting $1,900 a month. That's the kind of change we need a lot more of it. But instead of working to bring down costs and taking on corporate interests, politicians in Washington are making it worse. We know that. Just look at John.
You all back to our full coverage of Ohio Votes 2026. We are now listening in to former Senator Sherrod Brown's victory speech as he has been declared the projected winner of the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate. Let's listen to some more.
How to navigate the real world. Think of that. I think we know who's out of touch with the real world, and it's John Husted. We know why Ohioans can't keep up with rising costs no matter how hard they work, because politicians like John Husted give handout after handout to corporations and billionaires, the same corporations and billionaires he cashes in from, the same corporations and billionaires that fund his campaign. John Husted voted not once, not twice. John Husted voted 9 times against lowering health insurance premiums, costing 120,000 Ohioans their health insurance. Why did he do that? Well, he did that because he's taken $700,000 in campaign contributions from those same insurance companies that jacked up your rates. He cast the deciding vote to gut Medicaid for 490,000 Ohioans and to cut Medicare. Why? Again, to pay for a tax cut for his billionaire friends and his buddies in corporate America. He took more than $116,000 from one of Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirators, including a maximum donation just last year, and then weeks later, John Husted voted against releasing the Epstein files. And John Husted voted 6 times in favor of the White House's war on Iran. It's raised the price of groceries and fertilizer and diesel for all of us and for our farmers. 6 times he voted. And get this, Husted says, these are his words, says the war is going much better than anyone thought it would. And Husted wrote the law that allowed utility companies to jack up electricity prices in Ohio. No surprise. That's caused us, again, no surprise, it's caused us to have the second highest increase in electric rates of any state in the country. It's exactly what people hate about politics. John Husted works for big corporations and for Ohioans, and you pay for it. Ohio doesn't have to accept that kind of corruption. It's why we see Ohioans of all backgrounds, all over the state, showing up to fight for change. We see backed rooms. We see right here in Cleveland tonight, in Youngstown, in Columbus, in Marietta. These Ohioans know the system is rigged against them, and they know John Husted has made it worse. So Ohio's fighting back. People are showing up. They're insisting on change. They're demanding a senator who will work for Ohio, not for the utility companies, not for the drug companies, not for the insurance companies, not for big oil, not for Wall Street. Someone who will be on your side. That's what you and that's what Ohio voted for today. Together we're going to win. I'm in this fight with you and this fight alongside you every step of the way. Because when you love this country, you fight for the people who make it work. Thank you so much.
And there you have it, projected Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate, Sherrod Brown. No surprise there as he wraps up his victory speech, largely focusing on his opponent,